In Miami, I was working 8 hours a day, making phone call after phone call, and the biggest deal I made was probably a little under $5,000. And here I was working 5, 10 minutes a day, maybe even less some days, and I made 45,000. Hey, it's Yair, and today I'll be sharing a story with you guys of how I started manifesting money in my life and how you guys can do the same. 3 years ago, when I got into real estate, I was in a state of really wanting money, really desiring money, like needing money. I used to tell myself, hey, if I don't succeed in business, I'd rather die. I used to believe that. Like, I used to believe that money will be the cause of my happiness and will be the cause of love in my life. Like, money will make people love me. Like, it was just this concept that I believed ever since I was a kid. So when I was 19 years old, about a few years ago, and I got into real estate, I I started waking up at 4 in the morning, going to sleep at 8 p.m., like working all day, like 8 hours a day, just making call after call after call. And I was making very little money, like very little, like a couple thousand every few months. Like it was a very small amount for the amount that I was putting in time wise and effort wise. And so in the outer world, people looked at what I was doing, and a lot of people thought I was successful. A lot of people thought I made a ton of money and succeeded in terms of making money in real estate. But the reality is the wanting and needing and desiring state that I was in at the time was pushing all of that stuff away. It didn't matter how much I was putting in and how much time and effort I was putting in. As long as I had that state of wanting it, it wasn't going to be there, because by me saying that I want something, I'm saying that I don't have it. The beautiful part is while I was in that state of wanting, I was also meditating and I was doing personal growth, and I knew something was off to a certain level. So I was seeking truth. I was seeking answers. And a year ago, I actually finally came to a realization that, wow, I can be happy now. I don't have to wait for money to come in. I don't have to wait until I have a house or I have a girlfriend or I have a car or I have like the nice car that I want or the nice, like, I don't have to wait for any of that. Like, I can be happy today. And once I realized that, I took the gas pedal off. I started making less calls. I started opening myself up again and looking into new possibilities, and I stopped seeing the world as one way of I gotta make these calls and I gotta succeed and I gotta make money and like all this stuff. I just said, wow, I'm okay where I am, and let's see what the universe has for me. And about a week or two after I came to that, one of my childhood friends connected me with my now business partner, Evan, who lives in Jacksonville. And I was in Miami at the time. I was in residential real estate, and Evan was doing commercial in Jacksonville, commercial real estate. And he gave me an opportunity. He said, hey, come live with me in my house, and let's do real estate together and see what we can make happen. I have a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house. You can have your own bedroom, and just come here free. You'll have a free, you can live here for free with me. Just bring money for food. And so I took the opportunity. Within 2 days of meeting him on a phone call, I had moved to Jacksonville because I was open, because I was in a state of, wow, I'm happy, and I can explore new opportunities. I was in a state of receiving the possibilities of the universe. After moving to Jacksonville, I still had a certain attachment to business and to making money. Thankfully, my business partner, Evan, helped me after a few conversations to let go of that. He's also very into spirituality. And he told me, he's like, look, like, we don't have to close the deal for 6 months. Like, you'll still be here. And the most important thing is that you improve yourself and you grow as a human, and you work on yourself. And when he said that, I felt like, wow, this guy just met me a week ago, and he's okay with me not putting in 10 hours a day and not doing all that stuff I was doing in Miami. Like he loves me for me, not for my results. That was just like instant transformation for me, an instant belief shift. And I spent the next few months just meditating and being happy and just realizing deeper like how much happiness I can find within myself. So a few months goes by and Evan comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I have this land deal that I think would be really good for self-storage use. Go ahead and, find a buyer, do what you do and get a buyer." And I was like, "No, I'm good, Evan. I'm just gonna keep meditating and doing my spiritual thing." And so he's like, "All right, whatever." Comes back to me a week or two later. He's like, "Hey, dude, I really think like you should market this. I have a good feeling." And after a few times of him telling me to do it, I finally said, "You know what? Like, I have a good feeling about it too. Let's do it." And long story short, I was able to find an interested party for it. And all I did for the next few weeks was call them. So as you can imagine, like one phone call a day in real estate probably took me like 5 to 10 minutes every few days, calling them, following up on the deal. And that deal ended up closing. And me and my business partner made $45,000 each. So I made $45,000 and he made $45,000. That is literally 10x what I made in Miami with 10x less work. In Miami, I was working 8 hours a day, making phone call after phone call, and the biggest deal I made was probably a little under $5,000. And here I was working 5-10 minutes a day, maybe even less some days, and I made 45,000. The reason why that happened is because of the state of receivership that I was in, and because I allowed things to unfold. I got myself to a happy place and I said, "Hey, I have everything." Before that $45,000 deal closed, I had $1,000 in my bank account. And I remember telling myself, "Wow, you know what? I'm okay with this $1,000. I'm happy. Like, even if all I have is 1,000 right now, that's completely okay. And even if I run out of money, it's okay. I have this beautiful business partner here." At the time, we weren't even business partners, but I have this beautiful friend here. He was a friend at the time. I have a beautiful friend here that is supporting me and he's giving me a place to live. My mom can maybe lend me some money. I started realizing that even if I lost all my money and I had zero, I could still figure it out. And so I really got to this place of I can be happy from within. I can survive no matter what. I can thrive no matter what. And that's exactly when that deal started unfolding and the money came in. My biggest lesson is when I trust, that's when things open up for me and that's when I receive. That's literally what happened with this deal. And the same concept after that. Like, I'm remembering that after that $45,000 deal closed, I stopped being grateful. I started getting a little arrogant and cocky, like, "Oh, I figured all this out," and all that sort of stuff. And for a few months, no more deals came in. And I was like, "What happened?" And so I started realizing again that, hey, it's about being grateful. It's about being happy. It's about trusting and allowing. And I got back into that. And now, thankfully, money's coming in again and beautiful things are unfolding for me. So in your life, if you're wanting something, if you're desiring something, if you're desperate for something, whatever that is, let's say it's money, and you really feel like you need it, then really like observe that. Observe if that energy is serving you. Notice how that energy is what's causing what you really want to be far away from you. And see if you can get yourself to the feeling of already having what it is that you want. Because if you do, that's when the magic happens, and that's when you'll see how fast it can come. And look, if you don't end up getting what it is that you want, who cares? Because as long as you're happy. One powerful thing I did with myself is asking myself, why do I even want this? Like, what is the real reason? What I found is that it was for happiness. And I'm sure that if you really dig deep and ask yourself why you want what you want, you'll see that it's for a feeling, it's for happiness, or it's for love in my life, or whatever it is. So if you can just feel that now, then who cares about that external thing? Like, free yourself from it. Everything comes from within at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below what the next video that you guys would like to see is, what questions you guys have, so I can answer it in the next videos. And yeah, thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.